Hello, friends, and welcome to my Wrestlemania 36 Night 2 review and results. Let's get started, shall we? Now, I know you guys are wondering, are you going to be talking like this the whole night, where it's really low, no energy, and really hard for me to understand? And the answer is no! I don't know what WWE was thinking for one match in particular, but we will get there when we'll get there. My name is Chase Oliver. I don't talk that calm, in case you were wondering. You know, it's funny, even though this was a separate night, even though this wasn't part of night one, I felt like I sat through a 6-hour wrestling show tonight. I don't know about you guys, but night two felt way longer. And it was a smidgen bit longer than night one, but night two felt way longer than night one. Night two felt like the traditional WrestleManias we get. Night two of WrestleMania 36 was okay. That's all I can really say about it. It was like from okay to bad. That's where I look at night two of WrestleMania 36. Night two kicked off with a really good women's NXT Women's Championship match or NXT Championship match, whatever they want to call this belt nowadays. It kicked off really good with that match right there. Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. And if there was a crowd for this match, I feel like this match would have a much better appreciation. I feel like a lot more people would have really liked this match a lot more. But instead, what we got was, you know, just a standard match between both women, a good championship match. LOL, Charlotte wins. Golden Children rules. Woo! I told you this would happen. I told you Charlotte was going to win. When are you guys going to stop doubting the Golden Children? When are you guys going to finally realize Charlotte is the main golden child of the WWE? Okay? Stop doubting her. If she's in a match, just pick her to win. And if she loses, it is what it is. But yeah, no, night two kicked off with that title match. And I was surprised. I was like, Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley is not a match that you kick off the show with. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley is the match that, you know, you have in the middle of the card. Maybe the second match of the night. This right here wasn't it. Like, this was not a good opening match. And it kind of set the tone for the rest of the night. Because then we got Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. Was it in-ring action good? Yeah. Did I feel like this needs to be on WrestleMania? No. Like, this just felt like Vince was like, I need Bobby Lashley and I need Aleister Black on the show. How do I get them on the show, damn it? And then everyone just said, oh, Vince, you know, why don't you just do this? And then Vince is like, that's a great idea. I'm glad I thought about it myself. They just had a regular singles match. I could see this on Raw. I'm pretty sure when Raw gets back to normal, we're going to see this 8 more times. So, yeah, whatever. Moving on forward. Like the next match. I'm drawing a blank. What was the next match? Chat, help me out here because I don't have anything up in front of me. Like, that's how forgettable the next match is. If the third match of the night, I can't remember it. Maybe I'm thinking it's Edge versus Orton, I believe was the next match, but I'm pretty sure there was one other match for Edge and Orton. I'm 100% certain there was one other match, and it's just not clicking with me whatsoever. So let's look it up, actually, because it's really drawing a blank on me. Like that shows how night two did not even compare to night one, which I found funny, too, because a lot of people were saying night two looked like it had a better card and stuff. So let's see, night two. Oh, Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. The match where this match right here, this match right here, Otis and Dolph Ziggler, this match needed a crowd more than any other match. This match was the crowd match because the whole point was to finally see Otis and Mandy hook up or Mandy come out to help Otis. You guys get the idea. The whole point was that. And it felt like it was just missing the crowd element. It was missing way too much, man. It was what's it called? No, I talked about Lashley versus Black already, CPZ. I said it didn't belong on the card. I was saying what was the third match before Edge versus Orton. I already talked about Lashley versus Black. But yeah, no. So the third match, Otis versus Ziggler, like just did not need to be on this card whatsoever. It was missing the crowd. Like this is like a match where it was like we should have had the crowd for it. We should have had the crowd pop when Mandy helped Otis win, and Otis gets a caterpillar, and the crowd goes batshit crazy when Otis finally kisses Mandy. I just wasn't feeling it. And then after that, I was hoping that, when I saw Edge versus Orton pop up on my screen, I was like, oh, baby, this match is going to save it. This match is going to bring Night 2 up. And for the beginning portion of Edge versus Orton, it was really good. They were going around the performance center. They were in the weight room. They were beating each other up in the weight room. They were doing some funny little spots with there. I was liking it. And I was like, okay, now it's time for the climax. And it was like, whatever there should have been a climactic moment in this match, Edge and Orton kept going and going and going and going. And it just wouldn't end. And it was just like, well, can you guys please end this match? We don't need this match to keep going. Like for real, we don't need this match to keep going. But they kept going and going and going. And the action was fine. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, Edge and Orton's action was trash. No, the action was really good. It was just like, okay, why you guys keep going? Just end this. It was like they were trying to be epic. It's like the Irishman. This is the Irishman of professional wrestling matches. Even though it's not even as long as the Irishman, it's probably not one of the longest matches. It's just like, get to the freaking point. Get to the point. And they just didn't get to it. But this match was not just on Edge or Randy Orton to why it was bad. Tom Phillips and freaking Byron Saxton were treating like I was watching the 2020 Masters. Hello, friends. This is Tom Phillips here. And we are here to watch Edge versus Randy Orton in a bitter last man standing match. I'm very excited. And Edge hit him with the barricade. Randy Orton encounters with an uppercut. And this is going to be a really, really enjoyable. Like, what are y'all doing? We're not watching a golf match. It's not like Randy Orton's getting ready to putt on the freaking green on hole number 9. This is a wrestling match. Show some energy. Like, Byron Saxton and freaking Tom Phillips, trash in this match. Like, absolute trash. Like, you cannot defend them at all. Like, if I hear anyone trying to even defend Byron Saxton and stuff, oh my God, I tweeted out the wrong thing. God dang it. Hey, when this happens, delete. Trying to tweet out this video and stuff. But yeah, man, Byron Saxton and Tom Phillips, they did nothing to help this match. Like, this match right here, I feel like with this match, it's going to have people on the opposite end of the spectrum. Either you love this match because it's Edge and Orton and you felt they delivered and you just like the action from it. Fine. Or there's people like me who was like, the commentary took me out of the match, and overall, I just felt the match could have ended 10 minutes earlier. Like I said, the action is fine. Mason Drew McIntyre won, so that helps you. I mean, I'm talking about the matches match by match, but just letting you know, Drew McIntyre won. But yeah, so WrestleMania 36, Edge versus Orton, very underdelivered, very disappointing, just not a good match overall. Just being honest with you guys here. And then afterwards, this show just went into a slump. Street Profits beat Angel Garza and Austin Theory. Okay. Austin Theory looks like a more jacked up Finn Balor. Did you guys notice that? Like, I looked at Austin Theory. Brock's not gone. I don't know why you're saying that. So I don't know, like, Austin Theory just looks like a big jacked up Finn Balor. That's all he is. Just not good right now. He's too young, too raw. Bianca Belair came out, which was, I guess, cool. Some people said this is money, Bianca Belair and Street Profits together. I don't see it. I like Bianca Belair. I don't see why she needs to be with her husband. Okay. I guess it's money to most people. Bayley defended her title in a 5-woman match. Like pretty much a 5-pack challenge. And I'm just going to be honest. This match could have been gone from the card too. Like, this was not needed. Like, I was literally just like, why is this on the card? And this is another match where it went on way too long. And then the whole point of the story, you were thinking, oh yeah, we're building to finally Bayley and Sasha Banks actually doing something. We're going to get payoff to Sasha Banks and Bayley. We didn't even get the payoff to Sasha Banks and Bayley. Like literally, they teased us. We had like this whole match. They literally cock teased us with a Bayley and Sasha Banks like type of match or type of conclusion, because it was like every time Bayley and Sasha Banks, they'd be talking to each other. Bayley's like, trust me, I'm going to make sure it's going to be us two at the end. And then all of a sudden, Lacey Evans hits the women's rights, knocks out Sasha Banks, and then it's like, okay. And then later on, I thought, this match was, I know I get it's an elimination match. Maybe I don't know 5-pack challenge rules, but how come Sasha Banks was able to come back into the match and backstab her Lacey Evans like that and not get Bayley disqualified? It doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm really diving deep into it. This match, once again, just wasn't needed. Later. And then we get to what arguably is the match of the night. And it's not even a match. It's a giant video package. This was a beautiful, if you watch wrestling long enough, you love online wrestling jokes, you love reading the dirty sheets and everything like that, this match was for you. And that was the Firefly Funhouse. Oh my God. I did not think I would love this match, but it started off, with the typical video package. Cena comes out and he's all like, hey, the champ is here, Wrestlemania. What's going on? And then we get to Bray in the Funhouse. So then afterwards, Bray was just like, screw this. I'm going through the door. Cena, he gets into the Funhouse. He's all confused. And then pretty much Rambling Rabbit tells him, hey, dude, you got to get through the door. That's where he's at. So then John Cena's in the door and he's in the dark. And then the demon puppet Vince McMahon comes out. And then they cut it where Bray Wyatt and Cena are just doing these like awesome like flashback promos, and it was sick. We had one where it was Cena's first promo. Bray was pretending to be Kurt Angle and Cena was pretending to be himself, and he was wearing like pretty much like the freaking old school Cena old school Cena trunks from the 2002, and Bray was pretty much ribbing him, saying, oh yeah, this is the gimmick that almost got you fired, John. This is the reason why. And he made fun of Nikki Bella at one point. He's like, you can look, but you can't touch. And then we get into where Cena was presenting like he was Hulk Hogan, brother. It was going on, lifting the weights, cleaning and banging with his brother, Brutus the Barber, Beefcake Dude. And then Cena was just lifting, showing up those massive pythons, brother. Loved it. Such nostalgia there. Then we get to Cena being the doctor of thugonomics. That's when Cena, for a lot of people was at his peak. Bray Wyatt mentally messing with Cena, saying like, you have to only speak in rhymes your whole life. This is the only way you'll be over. And then finally we get the old school Bray Wyatt, 2014 Bray Wyatt against 2014 John Cena. And pretty much Bray Wyatt saying, you got to do what you were supposed to do 6 years ago, John. Got to hit me with the chair, man. And so Cena has the chair and he actually swings it at Bray Wyatt, but misses. Then we get to like WCW Monday Night Nitro. Bray Wyatt's pretending that he is pretty much Vince McMahon. Not Vince McMahon, Eric Bischoff. And he's all like, welcome to Nitro. And then he introduces Cena as a heel, the NWO Cena. And for everyone, that was like, for the longest time, I've heard so many Cena needs to turn. Like, I've been doing YouTube since 2011. I've been part of the wrestling community online since like 2007. I can't tell you how many times I've watched a Cena needs to turn heel video, read a post about John Cena turning heel or something. And pretty much what they did was they gave it like what would be like with Cena turning heel, him with the NWO acting all too sweet with the good old buddy Bray Wyatt. It was like, oh, and then they had Puppet Vince with the meta, that's good shit. Like Puppet Vince pretty much just trolled and said that's good shit. Obviously playing off the John Moxley interview. Really, really, really well done. And then you have it where finally, after all these shenanigans are over, we get back to reality. Bray Wyatt becomes the Fiend. The Fiend beats John Cena. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful shit. I was like literally like this is the thing. I get it. There's some people who didn't like it. That's fine. It's just like the Edge and Orton match. For me personally, I loved it for many reasons. Bray Wyatt knows how John Cena functions. they portray Bray Wyatt as he's a smart individual. He's a psychopath. Psychopaths, for a lot of time, are smarter than the average person. And he knew that the Fiend character could not beat Cena physically. He knew this. The only way he could have beat John Cena is mentally. The only way that John Cena could lose is to John Cena. That's the way that freaking the Fiend played this, was making it that Cena had to beat himself, and Cena can't beat himself because Cena's ego is too big for his own good. This was a smart way, instead of getting out there and having a boring match in the ring and with no crowd, and where this match would definitely need a crowd. Like, this is a match where it's like, we need a crowd for this match. But Cena, pretty much, they did an excellent job. And keep in mind, for a lot of people who don't understand, Cena can't take bumps right now. And everyone's like, oh, what do you mean? What would he do? Cena is in a movie. It's called Fast and Furious. Universal pretty much has him on a contract that he can't get injured. Just saying, John Cena could easily get injured in the wrestling ring. So he was limited to how much bumps he could take. So no matter what route they went, whether there was live in Tampa and Raymond James Stadium or here in the Performance Center, we knew Cena was not going to take too much, to do too much. Like, we knew this match was going to have a lot of bells and whistles to make it go over. I really do feel like even if Raymond James Stadium had this match, we would have had something similar like this, where there was a lot of video editing with maybe the ending happening in front of a crowd instead of on video. So just keep that in mind. Some people don't realize that Cena did sign that contract with the Fast and Furious, that he would not take too much injury. He can't pretty much get injured during this because he has to do reshoots. Fast and Furious is famously known for doing a bunch of reshoots. Like, that's just what they're famous for. It's like, they'll always be like, oh yeah, we got to add this scene and stuff like that. And especially now that their movie got pushed back for a year, they can do these reshoots as much as they want. So yeah, to be honest, it was wonderful. I like the psychology of it. It was fun. It wasn't really a match. It was more of just like a fun little editing piece, but I enjoyed it, and I really liked it. So if you didn't like it, that's fine. Different folks, different strokes. That's just the thing. We always don't have to agree here on certain things, but just understand where I come from, and I'll understand where you come from. Just at least have respect for my opinion, just like I would have the respect for your opinion. But yeah, overall, man, that was just awesome. And then we get to the main event, and oh my God. I don't hate Drew McIntyre. I don't hate Brock Lesnar. I've never been the biggest Lesnar fan, but I respect his work. Drew McIntyre has always been kind of like, he's okay. I've never been like the hugest Drew fan, but I think he's talented. This match wasn't it. This match was just lame. This match was the lazy Brock Lesnar. I don't really want to do shit match. I'll make this guy look good. Here's what we're going to do. This was just a bad match. I'm just going to say it. No one really sucked in this match. It was just, we saw this last night with Care Bear and Goldberg for the Greatest Royal Rumble belt, where Goldberg did a bunch of spears and Care Bear kicked out, and then he just did his stupid running power slam, and that was it. This match, it was just like Lesnar does 3 F5s, Drew kicks out. Now Drew looks really way too strong for any opponent, and then he hits him with 4 claymores. It was just bad. Like I said, this is not like, oh, Drew won, it's terrible. No, Drew winning was the right move. You had to give Drew McIntyre the belt here. You had to give Drew McIntyre the belt here. I'm not saying, oh, Drew winning was bad or Brock didn't want to do business is bad. I'm just saying that the execution of this match was bad. Like this main event was just trash. Like, you could have literally just said Kobe and thrown it in the trash. Bad match, terrible matchup. You can move on from this one. And honestly, I feel bad for Drew McIntyre, because this is like what's going to be his WrestleMania moment, is him, what's it called? Him like winning that title in the empty arena. That's just ridiculous. But yeah, no, it was just not a good match at all. It was just overall bad main event. And honestly, night 2, I don't know what happened with this night. Night 1 was like the best effort for WWE, with no crowd, a really good match lineup, different diversity. It was fun. Night 1 was fun, and it made you say, wow, this Mania wasn't the greatest, it wasn't the best, but it was solid. Night 2 it's an okay to bad show. Why do I just label this show okay and not bad? Well, like I said, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley was a really good first opening match. I liked it. I felt like it should have been somewhere else on the card, but it was still a good title match. The other matches, yes, very forgettable. But if you look at it just from an action standpoint and you're just looking for action, a lot of people may like it. Edge versus Orton, I didn't like it. But from what I've seen, that match has had a split reaction on Twitter. A lot of people are split on that match. And like I said, the action of the match wasn't bad of Edge versus Orton. It was everything else. The pace, the length, and also the commentary ruined that match. And then you get on to freaking the Funhouse match. The Funhouse match was one of the most creative things that the WWE has done in quite some time. That was so much fun. Absolutely fun. So for me personally, we have one thing that was awesome and great. And then we have, pretty much a really good opening match. I've seen many people say great things about pay-per-views just because they had a good opening match in the past. I've seen bad pay-per-views get good reviews because of this. I just feel like that this show was okay. If it was bad, I would tell you this is just straight out trash. But this was definitely the weaker half of WrestleMania. Because I also am taking into a factor that I'm feeling the effect of night one still. Because for me personally, night one and night two, even though they're separated, they literally felt like they were together to me. So I guess I'm kind of combining them a little bit. And in some weird way, I'm combining them. But night two, man. Night two, not really the best night. Okay for the overall perspective. And if you take away my bias aside, it's still okay. It's it could be bad though. So yeah, man. But overall, man, WrestleMania 36 as a whole, you ask me what I'll remember from WrestleMania 36 as a whole, it's definitely the Boneyard and the Funhouse match. That was awesome. That was great. And everything else, the ladder match, I'll always remember that match. That match was fun. Rhea versus Charlotte, that was a good match in my personal opinion. And I weirdly think I'll remember that women's tag team title match for whatever reason. I think I'll remember that match, maybe because there was a really bad edit in the match that was absolutely hilarious. But that's what I'll remember from this WrestleMania. Honestly, that's what I'll remember from this WrestleMania. And I think that this WrestleMania overall as a whole, if you combine the two shows, it stays a solid. It's not one of the greatest manias I've ever seen. Like I said, I do appreciate WWE. And this historic event, this historic pandemic, it's hard to talk about, but it's true. It's a historic pandemic. We're living history. People don't realize this. We're actually living history in some sort of way. No matter how much you feel about the COVID-19 virus, we're living history of how it's affecting our daily lives and how it's affecting our entertainment. And I do give WWE props and I give them respect overall for attempting to do what they did with WrestleMania. Did it feel like a WrestleMania? Some points did. Some points did feel like a WrestleMania. But when your two world title matches really flop, it's not good. And especially a lot of the marquee matches didn't deliver. I feel like WWE should have really went a different route with this Mania. I feel like they should have heavily edited WrestleMania to the point where it was like the Funhouse matches or the freaking the Boneyard match. If they had the matches feel a little bit more cinematic, I feel like it would have turned out much better. And especially with the circumstances and also the overall presentation, because this is WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals. This isn't just an episode of Dynamite or Raw or SmackDown. I shouldn't feel like that watching WrestleMania. I should feel like there's something special. But overall, WrestleMania 36, combine the two shows, solid. Night one, solid. Night two, okay to bad. It depends on your mood too. I guess I'm more in a better mood. So I'm not really going to sit here and trash everything because what's the point? They're just going to do these matches again at Money in the Bank or whenever they're allowed to film shows again. So there's no point in being upset over shit that we're just going to re-see over again. It's going to happen again. So what's the point of being upset? It's going to happen. It's going to be the same old shit. It is what it is. But yeah, I think when it comes down to it, I think 36 will go down as a memorable Mania for the wrong reasons. Like, it's just going to be remembered that there was no fans and that it was held at the Performance Center. But then overall, if you ask me, like, where would this rank? This is not even a top 20 Mania. Like, this is like in like 25 to 30 range of the WrestleMania. So that's how I feel about WrestleMania 36. But I will remember the Boneyard match and the Funhouse match for years to come. You can bet on that. I will definitely remember those matches for years to come. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the chat. After that, I'm not going to stay too long to watch it, to read the questions, just because I'm also going to jump on my boy Heel Stevens review to talk about night 2 of WrestleMania. And so, yeah, let's see. The Prince 66 says, you think they're going to keep the 2-night format? They should, but you got to keep in mind this is a little bit different. You got to tell a stadium, hey, you got to keep 2 nights in a row open for us. Keep that in mind. And if you can do the math of how much it is to pay employees and play workers and pyro and technicians and staff, yeah, that's... And keep in mind, if people are buying travel packages, you know, it's all fun and games for people who want WrestleMania to be 2 nights until they realize their travel packages might go up a little bit. And then they'll be like, huh? They're charging me more money? Yeah, you want 2 nights. You're going to get charged for 2 nights, buddy. I'm just saying, they should do 2 nights. I'm not saying, I'm not against it. I'm not trying to say 2 nights is a bad idea. But you got to take the 2-night idea from a business perspective. Like, because you can't do it where WrestleMania for 1 night is in a rinky-dink stadium, rinky-dink arena, and then night number 2 is in a stadium. Like, that right there is trash. Like, you can't do that. You honestly can't do that. They should do 2 nights, but you got to keep in the logistics and the business mindset. Could they be able to do 2 nights? Would it make sense? Because first of all, you can't just have it where people buy travel packages where they get the same tickets. No, they will have to make sure that they get 2 different tickets for each event. That's the only way that you can make up for the income of the staff, make up for the income of the workers that are working in the building. There's a lot to think about. New Japan is a little bit different. They have a deal with the Tokyo Dome. WWE and SoFi Stadium, it's not like they're joint to the hip. So, should they do 2 nights? Absolutely. Can they? Who knows? Because it's up to the stadium. So, that's my thing, man. Like, that's my thing, Prince. Like, it's not a bad idea, the 2 nights, but people don't think about... Like, that's the thing. It's easy to say they should do this. But then it's like, do you think about the logistics of them doing it? Maybe that's just me thinking of it from a business perspective, but there is logistics in it. Why does WWE continue to trot out these shitty Mania main events? I don't know. I don't know why they keep doing it. And it's probably going to be the same shit next year. Lesnar's going to do the same shit. Goldberg might be back as champion. It's probably be the same shit. I mean, did Bray technically beat Cena? Bray counted the pin and not a ref. Well, it was in Bray's Funhouse, so Bray makes the rules. So, yeah, he did beat Cena, CPZ. I don't know if it's truly asked, but when everything goes back to normal, do you feel SummerSlam will have a WrestleMania feel to it this year? I think SummerSlam will definitely have a WrestleMania feel to it because, what's it called? With everything that's going on, and I heard that we may not have events again until August with fans. I really do feel like that, you know, SummerSlam, when that happens, fans are going to be hyped up. It's going to be fun. They're going to be loud. They're going to be energetic. They're going to be going and stuff. I worry for AEW at this time, especially if they can't have fans until August. Because one of the things about AEW is that they really, really need the fans. So I hope they do well. Like, I hope AEW pulls through this situation because they kind of get the short end of the stick on this too, man. Because, you know, like, they're not like WWE where they can still have some, you know, pull some strings. They're tight with the government and stuff, so they can pull some strings to be able to tape shows and stuff. AEW almost got shut down for their TV taping, so hopefully they'll pull through, man. Do you think WWE will run Money in the Bank? That's such a tough question. I think they will. I don't know if it'll be the scheduled date, but I think they will. I think they'll find a way to get okay to, tape more shows. But the problem is, man, is like honestly, man, the problem is like how can you justify having like 8 people in a ring at this moment of time? I just don't think it's plausible. I think it would just look bad, and people already complain. Like people are complaining that people have that AEW has people outside of the ring, or that there's too much cameramen or staff, or it's not safe and stuff like that. Just imagine having 8 people in the ring. It'll just be absolutely ridiculous, man. John Cena politic like crazy, as there is no way he was going to have Bray Wyatt, of all people, pin him in the main event of Mania. Oh yeah, he didn't want that to happen. It was hilarious. Thank God, Savage Jack. I don't know what you're talking about. Savage Jack just said Strowman is Universal Champ? Huh. I didn't know this. I thought he just painted his greatest Royal Rumble belt. I didn't know he won the Universal title. I seriously thought Goldberg just said I didn't want to defend this piece of shit and vacated it. Huh. I think Savage Jack, I think we watched 2 different events, my friend. I think you watched one version of the event. I watched my own version. So I just saw the version where Strowman was like, oh, I suck, so I'm just going to paint my greatest Royal Rumble belt. That's the version I saw. So I don't know what version you saw. Depending on everything goes back to normal, I doubt they'll run Money in the Bank. Yeah, no, they don't have no location for anything, man. I think SummerSlam could be a classic if they build it right. Yeah. Yes, I am Venom. There will be a Monday Night Raw tomorrow. They already taped it. They taped it along with WrestleMania. They haven't taped SmackDown, so we don't know if there's a SmackDown. They taped Raw, and this Wednesday's NXT already. Don't think SummerSlam will have fans. Well, they said it's in August that they're going to allow fans back in the arena or like at sporting events. So if it's August and we go with August 1st, I think SummerSlam will still have fans, because the thing with SummerSlam, they sell the travel packages. So those people bought it. Thoughts on the Taker documentary trailer? I'm going to be honest with you, CPZ. I haven't seen it. Like the trailer at all, I haven't seen it. Like I maybe saw like Edge saying, that's just what makes him great. But like I have not, seen any documentary trailer for The Undertaker's last ride or anything like that. I'll watch it when it comes out. That's good enough for me. I don't need to see a trailer. Sometimes the trailers give you the best parts, and that's what I truly believe. So, no, I did not check out the trailer. I did not see the trailer, unfortunately. What's next for Taker? Michelle McCool. I don't know, honestly. AJ Styles was like the last guy you really kind of want to see Taker fight with. But I don't know. Maybe he does some more vintage legend matches. Maybe Sting gets his neck cleared, because everyone all of a sudden can get their neck cleared and they're okay and healthy and stuff like that. So, yeah. Do you see us getting a Wyatt and Braun feud next? No. Wyatt's on his own path. Braun's on his own path. Like, they don't need to cross. Yeah, they don't need to cross, honestly. Like, not right now, because I feel like Braun, he has other things he needs to take care of. So, yeah, I don't think they need to I don't think they need to feud right now. I think Bray also has other stuff he can kind of feud with too. You kind of have to build Bray up before facing Braun. I know he just beat Cena, but it's like you still need to build Bray up a little bit more. Who is Care Bear going to defend his greatest Royal Rumble title against? Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't know why he painted the belt. It's kind of weird. Probably hit the Sami Zayn. I mean, Sami Zayn probably wants to add another belt, become a champ. So why not Sami Zayn? What do you have for a SummerSlam main event? Edge versus McIntyre for the WWE Championship would be my SummerSlam main event. I feel like that's the best route to go. I can't think of any other match. You could do Roman versus Strowman, but I feel like if you're asking me what's a main event that's worthy, Edge versus McIntyre. Sting Taker in a cinematic match would be dope. Yeah, it'd be funny. I'd be down for, like, dude, like, you can't tell me Sting couldn't go out there and just beat up Undertaker for like 20 and 30 minutes, right? Like, he could definitely do that. So yeah, no, Sting versus Undertaker in a cinematic edited match like Boneyard or the Funhouse match, I'm so down for that. So yeah, I'll be down for that for sure. Yeah, no, Joe. I heard August. I heard August is going to be the first time, and that's a bummer, man. Like UFC is going to lose a lot of time this month too. So yeah, I'm glad Goldberg decided to vacate the title instead of doing something stupid like drop the care. But I know, right? Goldberg was like, I don't want this belt. Like I remember it clear as day, dude. Like from what I saw from my WrestleMania was Goldberg was like, this belt sucks. And he threw it at Vince. Vince went, asshole. And it was hilarious. And then Goldberg walked away. And then Care Bear came out and he said, I'm the champion. And then Michael Cole's like, he's lost his rockers. And JB was like, it was all in a matter of time, Moggle. So yeah, man, I don't know what happened there. And then he painted his belt blue. I was like, it was a beautiful belt too. The Saudis really gave him a nice belt and he just painted all over it. I hope WWE doesn't go with these movie matches like crazy. Sometimes they get carried away with themes fans like. No, because if they won't see PZ because here's the thing. If they got carried away with what themes fans like, we would have gotten more Matt Hardy stuff when we did it. So yeah. You can ask any questions right now. You can ask any questions. I just don't want you to bar too much. Like if you want to ask questions, but like for me, it's like I do prefer WrestleMania questions right now since people are here mostly to talk about WrestleMania right now. So I prefer it, but if you want to ask a UFC question, that's fine. Just don't make the stream just become a whole ass chase thing about UFC. Because here's the thing, I don't know what's the UFC's future. If you're going to ask me, I don't know what Dana White's going to do after April 19th. I don't know. I'm like with UFC, it's a wild card. WWE, it's a little bit more predictable. With the UFC, my brain power right now, if you said, Chase, what do you think is going to be the first event back when they come back from COVID? I don't know, dude. Like, how quiet has it gotten in your area, Chase? It's not quiet at all. Freaking little kids are still running around, freaking touching everything, man. I can't even go outside. These little kids are freaking running around causing a muck outside, and their parents are okay with it. This is why freaking, like, no matter what, you can say we're on quarantine or lockdown. It doesn't matter. What was your third spot on Assassin's Creed Odyssey before and after playing it? Which one's Odyssey again? Is that the God, I'm trying to remember, dude. There's so many Assassin's Creeds that I get the title mixed up of. Origins was Bike, Odyssey was Cassandra, and some other fool. I thought it was okay. Like it wasn't Assassin's Creed. It just felt like Ubisoft was like, hey, we really want a Roman Empire game, but we know this shit won't sell by itself. What can we do with it? I don't know. Just put Assassin's Creed over it. It's just like they did with the pirate game. Ubisoft wanted to release a pirate game for the longest time. They were just like, no, we can't do it because no one's gonna buy this shit. What if we put Assassin's Creed on it? So that was the same thing with Odyssey. They were just like, yeah, it was okay. It's a long ass game, but it's okay. Like it's not my favorite. I'll just say that. You see an Edge versus Lesnar match coming this year? No, not right now. Maybe next year, not this year. Because I can't think of a timeline what they would face this year. Paige Van Zandt's social media. Isn't she married? What is she doing? What is Paige Van Zandt doing? She's still posting these weird pictures of herself? I don't know. I haven't seen Paige Van Zandt's social media. I just know she posts weird pictures. Like she does weird shit on there. Yeah, Edge freaking like, yeah, with the C4 neck. Yeah, Brock, give me German suplexes. That sounds like a good idea. Edge is actually really bigger than Brock, man. Thoughts on the Performance Center tour? I loved it, dude. It was every, I've always wanted to visit the PC. Now I don't need to. I know what the Performance Center looks like. It looks great. So I'm good. You can cross that off my bucket list. Visit the Performance Center off my bucket list, man, because I don't need to see it anymore. I already know what it looks like. I saw it firsthand. It was very interesting why WWE decided to give us a Performance Center tour. Like I didn't understand it. I was like, why are we going around the Performance Center? Like really weird. Well, yeah, no, they do that all the time. They do that all the time. That's what I'm saying. She's posting weird pictures still. That's why I asked. Like I stopped following her. I just didn't care. I was just like, you're not fighting. Like, can you just please fight? Like, I don't care. Like, yeah, you're hot, but I don't care anymore. Oh yeah, no, dude. Like the performance center, it's not good pay, but when you work for WWE and you're an undercard and you work for NXT, your job is to go there and work out. That's sick. You're telling me all I have to do every day is just work out? That's sick. I wonder how these guys don't gain any muscles and stuff. Like, what are they doing where they stay so tiny? Like, if you're there, dude, if I'm there, dude, trust me, if you gave Chase Oliver 30 days of pay to work out, you'll see my body transform. You'll be like, holy shit. What were your thoughts on Edge and Orton finish? It was good. It was a nice little finish. It wasn't like they tried to make it emotional, but like I said, that point of the match, I was already checked out. I was just like, dude, can you just end the match? So I didn't feel any emotion to it whatsoever. Like, I just felt they took forever, man, to get to the point. It was just like the Irishman. I just replayed the Ezio collection. The last scene of Revelation with Ezio talking to Desmond gets me every time. Oh yeah, it just sucks that Ezio's character. He's just a freaking messenger. Like, that's just so sad. Like the whole scheme of his life, everything that he went through, all the bullshit that you done with Ezio, and he's just some messenger. And he's like, and sometimes that's our role. Our role in life, man. I like the one where Edge. He did he jumped from one cage rack to the other, and he freaking drop kicked the plate onto Orton's face. Do I feel sorry for the Hall of Famers this year? A little bit. I don't feel sorry because I think WWE is going to make it up to them. Like, we're going to get some extra super duper awesome Hall of Fame next year. But it does suck because, whether you like who got into the Hall of Fame or not, it's always nice in life to be able to go out there and be appreciative of like everything and talk to everyone and have a good time. Like it's always nice to have that in your life, a little bit of a celebration of yourself, And it kind of sucks that they don't get that on what is the biggest wrestling weekend of the year, something that a lot of wrestling fans look forward to. So yeah. How did the John Bray match go? It was a video edited match, Z Drought. I talked about it in the review. You can rewind the stream a little bit and you'll be able to see it, but it was just pretty much video edited. It was a mind fuck. That's all it pretty much was. It was just very heavily edited. It wasn't really a match though. Like, there was only like 2 moves, maybe 3. Still don't get what WWE CM Bayley to give her this long ass title reign. It's called the slow burn. The problem is no one really cares about Bayley. So when Bayley loses the belt, it's not like fans are going to be really emotional. Why do you feel UFC has never done a WrestleMania type deal with all their big names on one card? They've had in the past. So like December is normally their big. July and December are normally their big cards. Madison Square Garden, they've kind of done that. I mean, it's just not UFC style. Like, the thing is, UFC's big events are always Super Bowl, the April Brooklyn card, the 4th of July card, the Madison Square Garden November card. They also have a September card that's normally pretty stacked. The Madison Square Garden November card and the final December card of the year. Those are normally always their stacked cards. It's just that the thing is, they need to be able to spread it out. So that way they can have title fights for every pay-per-view, because Dana White was told by the pay-per-view providers that he needs to have a title fight if it's not named Conor McGregor for every fight. That's why he made the BMF title belt. So I don't. Why do you feel the show wasn't the same without the crowd pops? Yeah, especially for Otis and Mandy. Do you feel Mandy Rose will get a push after this? As a valet, yes. As a wrestler, no, not really. She's okay. She's not a bad wrestler. It's just that she's not someone that needs a belt. Like, she's there. She's hot. She provides what she provides, and she's good at it. She doesn't need a belt. If you want to give her the belt down the line just for shits and gigs, sure. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be upset if Mandy Rose never becomes a women's champion. Like, would I be happy for her if she became a women's champion? Yeah, I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, she won the belt. But I wouldn't be like, oh, this was something that was needed. So I think as a valet, yes, she'll be pushed. She'll be featured more. She's a very good-looking woman. She's very fit. Like, definitely you should focus around her, but she doesn't need a belt or anything. Who was the MVP of this Mania in your eyes? AJ Styles. No, that AJ Styles single-handedly, without a doubt, was the MVP of this fucking Mania. He was terrific in that Boneyard match, man. So I give it to AJ Styles. He's my MVP for sure. Do you think that fans will still give Roman too much shit every time he goes after a world title? It's just the conditioning of they don't want the next Cena, even though he's not the next Cena, but they just believe he's the next Cena and all this other stuff. So fans, they're just conditioned. Like, honestly, they're just conditioned. You will never change these fans' minds about Roman Reigns. No matter how much I ran about it, other people ran about it, fans, the majority of hardcore wrestling fans will always believe he's the next Cena and everything like that. Maybe some fans that Roman pulled out because of his health issues and really, is taking care of himself first over the company. Maybe some fans will actually get behind that. If I was WWE, I would spin this into a good storyline. Like, this is like a storyline handed to you where Vince can come out and be like, oh, what are you doing, Roman? What, you thought you had a match tonight? No. You can go to the back. We have found a suitable replacement. And then Roman goes, what's that all about, man? Hey, I thought I was wrestling for the Universal title. We're looking out for you, buddy. We're looking out for your help. Like, you could do such a good storyline with it, man. Like, give me a pen and I can write out that storyline of just WWE pretty much just making sure Roman doesn't do anything. They're trying to find out what's in his best interest and stuff. And then that's how you can get Roman against the Machine. Because the thing is, people view Roman Reigns as he's Vince McMahon's puppet. He's Vince McMahon's favorite little puppy. He's the big dog. Oh, Vince and Roman, they're always jacking each other off. Like, that's how wrestling fans think of, like, which is weird. I don't know why they would think that, but they do. So if you get it where, Roman Reigns, is against the establishment, and I don't know, this is a crazy idea. You make Cain Velasquez your Universal Champion, and you want to solidify Roman Reigns as the big dog and as someone that is a threat further down the line that fans can get behind. What do I know? I'm just a wrestling fan. But yeah, you have a storyline wrapped up, and I think more fans probably appreciate Roman a little bit more too. Like, especially doing what he did. I mean, he pretty much just said "fuck you" to Vince. Like, that's what Roman Reigns pretty much did. He was like, "Hey, I'm taking care of myself, man. Like, you guys pay me and all, but my health comes first, man. Sorry, I'm going home." I don't hate him for it. Like, I get you. Tip my hat to you, Roman. When it comes to health, take care of yourself first, no matter what. But yeah, man, it's like for me personally, no matter what, man, people will just shit on Roman. It just doesn't matter, man. It just doesn't matter. But I just feel like this gives people a little bit of, what's it called? Like, I just feel like this gives maybe a little bit with Roman Reigns. This will give fans maybe a reason to cheer for him. Maybe. Also, which wrestler let you down this Mania? Who let me down? Shayna Baszler. Gotta go with good old Shayna. She didn't really deliver in her big title match. She didn't feel like she was a contender to Becky Lynch. You know what I mean? In my opinion, CM Punk conditioned these fans with that shoot interview a few years ago. Surprised it lasted this long. Well, Punk is the gospel, so whenever CM Punk says something, it's ought to be true. Yeah, Punk, like, he didn't do any favors. Like, and Punk did say, like, no offense to the guy, he's good, but gotta make Roman look really, really strong. It was a joke that just kept going and going, and YouTubers used it to no end. Do you think it doesn't get the credit he deserves in charisma department? He excels at being a heel. Oh, AJ? Yeah, no, AJ doesn't, like, AJ, dude, if you watch TNA AJ is the worst on the microphone. He's not good on the microphone, AJ Styles. But WWE AJ, I don't know what happened. He's able to cut a promo. It's like he transitioned into this promo machine overnight. So it was absolutely insane with what they did with AJ Styles, man. Do you see AEW taking parting shots of WWE over the movie matches in the broken mat segment? Yeah, that's just how childish they are. So yeah, it's the Young Bucks. They're trolls, even though they can't handle being trolled. So it makes no sense. But yeah, I see it and stuff. So Seth Rollins, to me, had more of a Cena hype push than Roman has. Yeah, he's been forced down our throats since day one. Am I the only one that thinks it's good Charlotte is NXT champ? No, I want Charlotte to be champ. I felt that she was perfect as NXT champ. How are you going to have her win a Rumble and then lose? Like, that's just stupid. Should Keith Lee be moved up to the main roster? He'd be a good opponent for Strowman. Not in these circumstances right now. He's fine on NXT. Maybe next year. Maybe next year we can have Keith Lee on the main roster. Like, you know what I'm saying? But this year, with everything that's going on, I just don't see a time frame where it would make sense. But yeah, he would be a good opponent for Strowman's Greatest Royal Rumble belt. Why not? Can't believe he painted his belt. Like, JBL was right. He lost his mind, Michael. I knew it was a matter of time. Yeah, no, I think Charlotte NXT is fine. There's a bunch of matches that she can wrestle with, like Io Shirai, Belair if she's still in NXT. So yeah. Yeah, well, they're doing takeover matches on NXT. That's pretty much what they're doing. They're doing takeover matches on NXT. They're doing a Gargano and Ciampa this Wednesday and a couple other matches, I believe. I don't know if Dream and who's the champ? Adam Cole, baby? I don't know if they're wrestling on NXT this Wednesday. But I think the first part of TakeOver happened this past Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I think that is it for the Q&A. I think we're good here. This was a fun 2-night event of WrestleMania. Thank you guys so much for this fun time, for doing these 2 streams back to back to back. When's the next stream? I don't know. Like, honestly, probably maybe Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't feel like I need a post-Raw after WrestleMania stream. I just don't think it's needed because it's going to be an awkward stream because it's in front of nobody and stuff. So the surprises are not going to be as fun if there's any surprises at all. But if you guys want my reactions for the post-Raw after WrestleMania, you guys should just definitely follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. But overall, man, thank you guys so much for these past 2 streams. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with wrestling moving forward. Guys, I know I'm touching my face, but I literally stay inside so I don't do shit. So it's just me and I'm not sick. But guys, please do your best to stay safe, stay inside, and just do your best to take care of your brothers and sisters, other people of this world. Don't be selfish during this time of need. We all need to kind of go through this together. And by respecting everyone's opinion and respecting the people around you, just stay inside and stay safe. And if you guys need anyone to talk to, you guys can reach out to me on Twitter. Remember, guys, just like our former WWE champion, Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. Who's next? You're next. Yo!